Welcome. First, with the permission of the rabbi and all who are here, it's a tremendous pleasure to be able to start before Rabbi Arush. Definitely Rabbi Arush of Breslov has changed my life. I think I've been into Breslov already for 23, 24 years, and I can't tell you today that my life has not changed because of that. Reb Nachman said in the Likutei Moharan that if you understand my teachings, you're not going to need anything else in the world. You're not going to need Tony Robbins. You're not going to need anybody. I know we're facing competition today against Tony Robbins, obviously. But we don't want so much motivation all the time. We really want strategy. If you constantly need motivation, you need up and down. We really want to focus more on strategy. That's the purpose of the classes. Because if you're a person that always needs motivation, the wind comes, the wind goes, and we can't make decisions based on our moods and feelings. So that was one of Reb Nachman's message, is don't depend on motivation all the time. Because if you're that kind of person, you're going to get stuck on waiting for a feeling to get going. And obviously, the number one job of the Yetzer Hara today is to make you hesitate, to make you not do it, to make you not pray, to make you go into comfort instead of going into growth. So that's one thing about Reb Nachman's message that really taught me to get going. Once you get going, you're going to feel better. Because it's natural today, in 2019, with all the tremendous challenges that we got going on, that people are in a lot of pain. I recognize the amount of pain people are under. I recognize the amount of stress that people are under, accumulation of stress. Obviously, I own rehab and detox centers. I see it live 24 hours a day. There's not an end to it. And today's class, I'm going to talk to you about letting go. Letting go. Because a lot of the problems today come from a sense of control. Everybody wants to control everything. And that's one of the biggest issues today. We're not letting God because we want to take control all the time. And I want to give you a practical strategy today from lesson 82 on how to do this. Today, Rabbi Arush came to my detox today. And Baruch Hashem, I have enough Jews there. And he gave a class there. And one of the messages that he gave is very important. You know, mindfulness is very in today. You think about mindfulness, the whole world reads thousands of books on mindfulness. There's no end of mindfulness. It's like the new thing, to be mindful. And he told them very simple. You are a neshama, not a machshava. It's a very powerful message. That means if you think you're a thought, you're done. Because whatever you're going to think about, you're going to feel. But if you start recognizing, I am a soul. I observe my thoughts. I question my thoughts. I don't attach myself to my thoughts. Because otherwise, the person's thinking the past 20 years of a horror film, how is he going to get better? Only when he detaches himself from his thinking. And he starts becoming an observer. Because otherwise, we continue to negative thoughts. What Malcolm says in lesson 49, they clog your heart. If they clog your heart, they basically close you. So there's no way to open. For example, if a person is closed, how can I help him? He's already created a story. So there's no room for me to help him. Or there's no room for anybody to help him. We know that one of the biggest things the Yetzer Hara does today is it blocks perception. It does not allow you to see the godliness in something. It labels something as bad, you react a certain way, etc. So without properly observing our thoughts, we become attached to them. Once we become attached to them, then basically we wake up, depending on what we're thinking about, that determines our whole mood. And this is something that's very, very important because sometimes we don't know how to let go. So I can tell you today, you want to save 25 years of therapy? Stop taking things personal. You want to start saving 25 years of therapy? Stop trying to use logic all the time and start using faith. Rabbi Arush's message is very clear today. Faith is the answer to everything. Faith is the answer to everything. Where logic ends, faith begins. That means faith allows you to think greater than you feel. If I feel terrible,
How in the world am I going to get better if I don't allow faith? So faith starts when logic ends. And today, people are spending all day questioning Hashem instead of questioning their thinking. You know what kind of magic will happen in your life when you start questioning your thinking and you stop questioning Hashem? Miracles will happen. Because you start becoming an observer. Your mood will not regulate you. We know today, Rav Nachman says in lesson 59, that before Parnasa comes to a person, obviously today there's a big issue with Parnasa, Shalom Bayit, those are one of the main things people ask me to speak about. And they're very connected. Rav Nachman says right before, because money comes from Gevurah, and Gevurah comes from the soul. Soul and Gevurah are the same place, comes from the left. Right before a person's going to get tested with money, the Satan is going to send them a test. Now, this guy's walking around like a pressure cooker because he has all kinds of resentment and negativity. How in the world is he going to pass that test? Impossible. So what Breslov teaches us, what Nachman teaches us, is you have to wake up every day and take out the garbage. Do his bodedut. Do an accounting. Let go of things that are bothering you. If you can't control it, let it go. The movie Frozen wasn't for the kids. The movie Frozen was for the parents. Because subconsciously in that movie, it's telling the parents, let it go, let it go, let it go. But what happens is when we don't let go, then we have resentment. And what is resentment? Frozen anger. Frozen anger. You never let it go. You never unwind. So that's what his bodhidharma does. It allows you to let it go. And once you let it go, you feel 100 times better. Because remember, very simple. Two things can happen to me. And the meaning I give to that thing determines on how I feel about myself. I can be driving on the road, I can have a great day, somebody cuts me off, it's not going to make a difference. But if that same guy cuts me off when I'm not in a good mood, I'm going to run after him. The guy can still cut you off. What's the difference? It's how you felt about yourself. So it's very important. If we do not have a proper accounting system, what we have is bodhidut, where we sit there and deal with the issues that we have in our hand, whether it's shalom bayit issues, whether it's any kind of issues. You want to start the day with an open heart. You want to start the day clean. You want to start the day fresh. Because if I'm coming in like a pressure cooker, I'm not going to pass that test. How can I have shalom bayit? That resentment? Impossible. So it's very, very important, this concept. Today, unfortunately, in the recovery world, the problem is the attempt to escape pain is what's causing more pain. It's not, if they just dealt with the pain through Emuna. We all have pain. This world is not perfect. Rav Nachman says that you came into this world in disorder. Your job is to go from disorder to order. You have to acknowledge pain. You have to recognize that your life is not going to be 100% satisfaction. As we said before, be satisfied being dissatisfied. It's not a state to sit there and be done with my life, I don't like it. But not everything is going to go your way. And that's what Rav Nachman told us. If we can live like that, then we no longer have to control everything. We no longer have to control. We no longer have to look for perfection anymore. And then we can live our lives without focusing on control, which is at the end of the day, it's going to lead to anger. We speak about control all the time. The reason people get angry is because they lost control. It's because you're trying to play God. That's the bottom line. That's why it's called the Word's Art. So lesson 82, which is a very simple lesson. I'm going to speak only 10-15 minutes because I know the rabbi's coming. But it's a very simple lesson. And it's a tool that you can use all day long. Basically, there's two states in a person. He's in the state of Adam. The words Adam represent order. Or he's in the state of Chava. We know Chava's problem was she had pride. She tried to take pride. She tried to be in control. As it says, Ani Yimloch, I will rule, I will control. Adam represents the numerical value of 45. It's the numerical value of man. It's the numerical value of humility. Chava, if you spell the word Chava, represents the numerical value of 19. Anytime your life is in this order, it's very simple. It's because you took what's 45 minus 19. 45 minus 19, 26. You took God out of the picture. See the problem? You take God out of the picture, that's what the ego does. Edges God out. You take God out of the picture, your life is going to be in this order. So the word makshava means a thought. How do I fix this? Chashuv ma. Meditate on ma. Meditate on humility. Meditate on putting the 26 back in the picture. So when I want to control things in life, when I want to control other people, when I want everything to control, everything is going to go in this order. I want everything to go in order. But I can't have everything to go in order if I want to be in control. That's what today's issues are today, is excessive control. Let's give you some practical examples of being in control. Many times I see people get very discouraged by prayer. Why? Why would somebody get discouraged by prayer? If the Gemara says it's the sum of the universe, it's the greatest thing in the world, if Rab Nachman tells you it's your essence, because what happens is people pray and then they watch a scoreboard. When's the prayer going to be answered? I don't understand. I prayed already. How long did you pray? I don't know, 5 minutes. Nothing's happening. So you want to control the prayer. So of course you're going to get discouraged. So when you pray and you're watching the scoreboard, basically you're trying to control the prayer. Is that your business to control the prayer? You have to let go. Pray and let go. But the more I see and I study trends. Baruch Hashem, I have thousands of people on the WhatsApp group, thousands of people that have dealt with rehab. It's a common problem. It's a common theme of not letting go. Why can't you just pray and let go? Because every time you pray with an expectation, the Gemara says, your sins are opened up. So you're actually causing opposite. So Rav Nachman says that if his bodhidut is done improper, it's going to lead to anger. Why? Because he's not satisfied with what he's getting. So that's one of the things that's very, very important. Specifically when we're praying anything, you come to Hashem with a broken heart, and let go. Let go. Don't watch the scoreboard. Let go. And you'll see magic. You'll see magic. A second example that I see, there are guaranteed dead ends. These are things that are guaranteed not to work. I can't tell you 100% what's going to work, but I can guarantee what's not going to work. Many people have a problem of not staying in their lane. What does that mean, not staying in their lane? They're questioning why their neighbors have money, or their neighbors are succeeding, or how come this girl's married, or how come she's doing better, and I'm not. How do you expect to not get into an accident if you're in the wrong highway? That's not our business. Not everybody has the same result. Some people have mazal with kids, some people have mazal with money, some people have mazal with all kinds of things. But nobody has it perfect. I promise you that. You know, the problem with social media today is that what you're looking at is you're looking at the highlight film of the movie. You're looking at the 5 good moments of the person's life, but you're not seeing the Shalom Arush party. You're not seeing the mother-in-law over the house for a month. You're not seeing all these other things. All you see is the highlight films. Look at the beautiful Passover vacation. Why am I scrubbing for chametz? Why am I scrubbing? And look at this person's in Thailand in the Tahiti beach. It's not your lane. It's not your lane. God blesses a person. It's not your lane. Let it go. And what happens is when you have that grudge, how come this person's not? Then for sure you're not going to pray because you think Hashem is injustice. So stay in your lane. I tell people, What is the difference if your neighbor has this, or she got married before you, or that? It's not your business. Are you running the world? See, there's two businesses in life. There's your business, and there's Hashem's business. And if you're in the wrong business, you're not going to succeed. Promise you. So it's so important to stay in your lane. That's a form, again, of a gava, out of order, because you're actually making a sort of demand that things are not fair. Unless I change my belief that God is abundant in mercy, then I'm going to always pray as an obligation. Why would somebody pray with low energy today? Why would somebody do something? Why would a worker come with low energy today? Because you're looking at something as an obligation instead of an opportunity. What's the difference in my energy level? It's my attitude towards something. That means anytime I have a low effort in something, it's because I'm looking at that thing as an obligation instead of an opportunity. So it's very important that I have to have the right attitude before anything. So another way, like we said before, let it go. Today, I'm only taking common issues that I hear over and over and over and over. Expectations. I expected this from my wife. I expected this from my husband. Expectations. How do you switch your mood from an expectation? You turn your expectation into appreciation. Because guess what? Wherever your focus goes, that's where your energy is going to go. If I focus on the strength of my spouse, I will see the good points. If I focus on the negativity, I will also see it. There's a thing in psychology called the missing tile syndrome. Missing tile syndrome is whatever you're missing in your life, you're going to see everybody else have. For example, if you have no hair, you're going to see Fabio walking around. Whatever you see the Yetzer Hara is going to do, is going to do a spotlight effect on exactly what you're missing. You're going to see it 10 times in a projector of the other person. So this is what the Yetzer Hara does. He blows up. He makes you. The Yetzer Hara is a form of Gedale, what Nachman says. He makes things much bigger than it is. So we have to turn our expectations into appreciations. Like we said before, the main thing is to go back to order. How do we go back to order? Is by putting God back in the picture. So like I said, 3 things, practical things in a short class. Stay in your lane. It's not your business. Whatever happens, Hashem wants to bless this person, God bless them. But when I start observing them and start watching other people's success, I'm guaranteed that I'm not going to have my own success because I have an envy. Second, we need to do things from our heart, not to watch the scoreboard. Don't stop watching the scoreboard. Because when you watch the scoreboard, if it doesn't turn quick enough, you're going to end up getting tired and you're going to let go. And the third, obviously, is trying to change the situation without you changing. It's very important. Whenever we want to pray, the purpose is, again, for my own mistakes. Any time that I try to change a situation without me changing, it's never worked 100% of the time. But when I ask Hashem in prayer to change the way I view that situation, change my perception of that situation, let me find the good points in that situation, then everything magically changes. So it's very, very important, our attitude, the way we approach Hashem, instead of saying, fix the broken toy. Because like I said, most of our problems comes down to our perceptions, how we view the world. I'll end with one little story that I always say. Unfortunately, a friend of mine was using drugs, and he's 27 years old. And what happened, he said, basically, I'm using it because I had a breakup with a specific girl, so I'm 41. I said, listen, life happens, unfortunately, but you'll find another person. It's not the end of the world. You know, people get divorced, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world. You can find somebody else. Because on my perception, I recognize it's not a big problem. My 13-year-old son broke his phone. What did he do? Hysterical. What am I going to do with my apps? What am I going to do with my phone numbers? What am I going to do with this? What would the 27-year-old tell the 13-year-old? Big deal. You'll get another phone. My 2-year-old daughter, her toy broke. She started crying. What would the 13-year-old tell the 2-year-old? Big deal. So the bottom line is, if we want to ever get out of our problems, we have to change our perception of that problem. Once we change our perception, we change the way we feel, and everything else changes. That's the whole concept of going from mochen kadlut to mochen gadlut. All right? That's today's class.